Hello, I'm David Hughes. Welcome to Your Perfect Body, the podcast of the Esoteric Teaching Community. Today's selection is an essay entitled Kṛṣṇa Speaks to Save His Devotee, Part 3. In Part 2 of this series, we discussed how Kṛṣṇa is universally accepted in the Vedic literature as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, svayam bhagavan. Then, why are people making so much research and speculation about God? Where is God? What is God? Why are they uselessly making so much hard labor out of the search for God when the answer is easily available from the Vedic literature? Bhagavad-gita says, right in the beginning of the second chapter, here is God, Kṛṣna, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavad-gita is the most famous book of spiritual knowledge all over the world, so there is no reason not to accept Kṛṣna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad-gita, Kṛṣna personally declares, Mata parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. Mayi sarvamidam protam sutre managana iva. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Bhagavad-gita 7:7. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Bhagavad-gita 10:8. Na me vidu suragana prabhavam namaharshaya ahang adhir hi devanam maharshinam sasarvashaha. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. Bhagavad-gita 10:2. And in the Bhagavad-gita, Arjuna confirms this. Arjuna uvacha parang brahma parang dhamma pavitrang paramang bhavan purusham sasvatam divyam adi deva majam vibhum. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate source, the purest, the absolute truth. You are eternal, transcendental, the original person, the unborn, and the greatest. Bhagavad-gita 10:12. Then, there are so many statements in the Vedic literature corroborating this same truth. Ishvara Parama Kṛṣṇa Satchid Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Govinda, Kṛṣna, is the cause of all causes. He is the primal cause, and he is the very form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Brahma Samhita 5:1. Ete changsa kala pungsha Kṛṣṇastu bhagavan svayam indrari vyakulam lokam mridayanti yuge yuge. All the lists of the incarnations of Godhead submitted herewith are either plenary expansions or parts of the plenary expansions of the Supreme Godhead. But Kṛṣna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:3-28. Kalau janishmayamanam dukkha shoka tamonudam anugrahaya bhaktanam supunyang vyatanodyashaha. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who would take birth in the future in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣna, acted in such a way that simply by remembering him one will be freed from all the lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. Srimad Bhagavatam 9:24-61. There are hundreds of similar Sanskrit quotes in the Vedic literature. All the Vedic literatures confirm that Kṛṣna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is no difficulty for anyone who is actually sincere about understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All they have to do is accept Bhagavad-gita as it is. But those who are obstinate, sinful, the lowest of humankind, whose knowledge has been taken away by Maya, and who are atheistic, do not accept Kṛṣna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though they pose themselves as great yogis, philosophers, or spiritual teachers. They are covert atheists. Otherwise, there was no reason for them to reject Kṛṣna. Kṛṣna therefore describes Namang duskritino mudha prapadyante naradadama mayaya parita jnana asuram bhavam ashritaha. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are the lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Bhagavad-gita 7:15. Unless one is a dushkritina, a miscreant, always mischievous and full of sinful life, he cannot deny Kṛṣna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Kṛṣna denounces such rascal, false spiritual people as mudhas, donkeys. A donkey works very hard, unnecessarily, for a cruel master, for a little bit of grass which is easily available everywhere. They are so foolish. So similarly, the atheistic mudhas are working so hard to try and find God, but they do not accept when God calls out to them in Bhagavad-gita, "Here I am. Come and worship me." Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimang namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Bhagavad-gita 1865. So this esoteric teaching movement is preaching all over the world via the internet that you all consider yourself to be advanced in civilization, advanced in scientific knowledge, and advanced in economic development. But you are missing one thing, God, Kṛṣna. So here is God, here is Kṛṣna. You try to understand Kṛṣna, become Kṛṣna conscious, and make your spiritual life successful. That is our proposal. But they do not want to accept this because according to Kṛṣna, they are mudha, asses and donkeys. And more, they try to stop others from understanding by making false propaganda against the absolute truth of the Vedas. They try to say that the objective of the Vedic self-realization process is merging into the absolute truth. But this is spiritual suicide. So Kṛṣna appears in various forms just to protect his devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma sangsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Bhagavad-gita 4:8. Kṛṣna appears in his original spiritual form and speaks Bhagavad-gita. He appears as the Vedic scriptures. He appears as his holy name. And he appears as the lineage, the brotherhood of the esoteric teaching to protect his devotees. So our business, our duty, is to accept Kṛṣna's words and act accordingly. We have to engage all our activities for Kṛṣna's pleasure, for Kṛṣna's service. That is Kṛṣna consciousness, or self-realization. Just like Arjuna. In the beginning of Bhagavad-gita, he declined to fight. So apparently Arjuna was a very nice gentleman, forfeiting his claim over the kingdom because he wants to be non-violent. He's unwilling to fight with his cousin brothers, and he was crying because he was so compassionate towards them. So from the materialistic point of view, this is very nice. But immediately, as we'll begin to discuss in forthcoming selections, Kṛṣṇa says that, why are you thinking like an-Arya? An-Arya means a non-Aryan, and according to the Vedas, Arya means progressive. So an Aryan is a person who is progressive in spiritual values. He does not misuse philosophy